Rightio. Well, thank you guys so much for coming live. Like I said, there is a recording, so welcome to the people who are watching on the recording as well. We have got a really exciting time at Thermomix at the moment. There is so much on offer. I always think it's always a good time to buy Thermomix, but I'm a little bit biased. But at the moment, it is actually a really good time to have a look at the Thermomix. So I'm going to go through all of what's on offer and everything for you guys. Oh, we've still got people in the waiting room. Let them all in, Liz. We need to let everyone in button, don't we? Yeah. Anyway, so like I said, it's a really good time. So we'll go through all the offers, what's available, and everything else. But also, I know there's lots of people who are already have a Thermomix at home and they're thinking about upgrading. So also talking about the differences of what this Thermomix can do compared to the old ones as well. So very happy to answer any of those questions as well, because that's why some people are here tonight as well. So before we get started, my name is Gemma McQueen and I am the team leader for Team Thermofans, which is the North Coast, pretty much of New South Wales Thermomix team. And I have been with Thermomix for over 13 years now. So I am not going anywhere. I love working for Thermomix and I am here for the long haul. So we will, before we get into any cooking or anything, we'll let you know what is included with a Thermomix, which is everything here, but we've got a little picture there. So everything that's included with the Thermomix. So $2,649 is the total cost of the Thermomix. And as you can see there, you get your Varoma, which is your steaming attachment, your simmering basket, your bowl, blade and lid set, your spatula, and your butterfly whisk. Right, back to me, Wes, please, and let the people in. Poor Wes is doing like 5 things at once here. He's going well. Too much, is it? He's been at work all day, so he's doing well. Anyway, so that's how much it is. But there's lots of good offers at the moment that mean that we can get a little bit better deal than that at the moment as well. So before we do anything else, let's get started with showing you about the Thermomix. Now, when you're thinking about the Thermomix that you've already got at home, I'm just going to the modes screen for me, thanks, Wes. If you've got a TM31, TM5, or even a TM6, you might be used to cooking manually. So the TM7 still cooks manually, exactly like one of the old Thermomixes as well. And when we say manually, that just means that you have to put in your time, temperature, and speed for each step, okay? And then we've got guided cooking. Now, guided cooking is with the use of Cookidoo, and I will go through what Cookidoo does later in the demo as well. And then we've also got modes, which I will go through some of the modes with you tonight as well. So we've got sort of 3 different ways of cooking in the TM7 as well. So tonight we're actually doing a recipe and it's in guided cooking. So when we're in guided cooking, which to be honest is where I spend probably about 97% of my time, because I like to be told step by step what to do. I know there's lots of people that have got TM7s that are still cooking very manually in their TM7 as well. So it really depends on what suits you and how you cook as well. So I love guided cooking and that's what we're going to do tonight. So if you just go to the screen camera for me, Wes, I'll just show everyone what the screen looks like and hopefully that's a little bit clearer. Hopefully that's a little bit bigger for you guys so you can kind of see what the new screen looks like. And these are my planned recipes. So they're just one tap and I will start cooking those. I've also got, there's actually a few different ways you can have this main screen set up. And I like to just have my manual mode one tap away. So I hit my manual mode and my time, temperature, speed comes up. That also brings up my scales. So if I was going to weigh something now, I could just hit my scales, and of course we've got our inbuilt scales in the Thermomix, and I could start weighing, okay, if I was going to cook manually. And the other things there is like, you know, I can actually go into my week and see what I've got planned for all of the days. I can do my pre-clean from there, which I'll talk to you about at the end because we can't jump ahead too far. But what I mainly want to do is have a look at the recipes that I've got planned for the week. So that's one tip, and I'm starting to cook. If you go, if I scroll down a little bit, You can also have a look at like some recipes that you've bookmarked, some things that you've recently cooked. So this is a chocolate zucchini mini loaf that Molly cooked yesterday on our Thermomix. So that's just there. If you wanted to cook that again, it would be one tap and you'd be straight back into that recipe. We've even got like recipes that are trending now. So if you're thinking, if you're lost for an idea, I'm going to press on the Marry Me Chicken Pasta and I'm going to hit start cooking. Okay. And this is going to step me through the recipe step by step. If I need the scales, they'll come up. If I, there's people dropping out left, right, and center and coming back, and maybe our internet's not good in Coffs Harbour tonight. It's people joining. Oh, they're just new people, are they? Okay. Welcome. The wheels are off. Welcome to the Thermomix demo. Rightio. So before we get started on the Marry Me Chicken Pasta, I am actually going to grate some Parmesan cheese because this recipe tells you that you needed grated Parmesan cheese at the end of the recipe, which is really frustrating, but I'm going to go into manual mode and do my Parmesan cheese before we get started, which is over here. So I've just got, and everyone can hear me still, can't they? Yeah, okay. If anyone stops hearing me, come off mute straight away and like yell at me, okay? I've got some Parmesan cheese blocks here. Where's Molly? And I'm chucking them in, and I'm just going to give that, you know, speed 8 for a couple of seconds. 4 seconds, and I'll show you what that's done to our Parmesan cheese. Now, Zoom will mute that sound out a lot, but the TM7 is a lot quieter than the TM6 as well, or any of the other Thermomixes for that matter. Rightio. So there's our grated Parmesan cheese. That's what that looks like. Can you go to maybe the bench camera, Wes, just to test you? There you go. So there's our grated Parmesan cheese. It's all nice and little tiny bits and pieces. And now we're going to go back to our main recipe where we were up to. So we're up to step 1, which was just telling us. So in this first, can you go to the screen camera for me, Wes? Here you can see that it tells you straight away all of the ingredients that are going in this step. So previously we've had to go step next, step next, step next, but this actually says, okay, all these things are in this one step. We want them all in the bowl. So it is a little bit quicker when you're cooking like that as well, because you can kind of get your stuff in a bit quicker as well. Rightio, so I'm just going to go through this. 2 garlic cloves, which of course I'll do 4. Some sun-dried tomatoes. And because I've clicked on the sun-dried tomatoes, it knows that it wants to weigh those. So it's bringing up the scales for me, and I'm just going to drop them in. And my capsicum, actually might go to the bowl camera so this is not as boring, Wes. So I've put my capsicum in, and then I'm going to put my paprika. What are you saying, Wesley?
I just have to skip through all the
What?
Nothing.
What are you doing?
I just gotta be very screen.
Oh. Wes has just skipped through all the screens. That's lovely. Great. Okay, I'm putting in 3/4 of a teaspoon. You're not mic'd up, Wesley, so you can't make crap jokes, okay, mate? Because no one can hear you, so I hope. Actually, no, they can tonight because it's the big what do you call it? The big microphone. Okay, some salt and a bit of pepper. So that was all one step. Rightio. Oh, this is a good view. Even if I do say myself, because I set this up today. Rightio. Now we're going to pop our lid on. Where am I? Here we go. And we're going to chop that up. So 5 seconds, speed 5. Now that's actually set that time and speed for us because we are on a guided recipe. So we just hit play. And then we go next, and then we scrape down the sides. That little scrapey scrape. And go next. And now we're going to saute that for 3 minutes, 120 degrees on speed 1. Now, you can't hear this. Well, you can't hear this because it's actually making no sound. But up to about speed 6, the TM7 is completely silent of motor noise. So if there's something in there like almonds or something banging around and hitting the stainless steel, you'll still hear that. It's a little bit muffled because it is in the new casing, but there's no motor noise until after speed 6. Okay, so that's where it's sort of like, this is completely silent. You actually have to touch it to make sure it's moving compared to the old one as well. Rightio. So now I'm just going to quickly talk about, we've got 3 minutes worth. We're going to talk about Cookidoo now, please. Thank you. Rightio. So Cookidoo that you've known and loved if you've had a previous model is just kind of ramped up with having a TM7. So you've still got, the availability of it on the app and on your computer device, whatever you want. But it is now also really accessible on your screen of your Thermomix. So if you were like scrolling through recipes, it is there as well. You can still do, or you can now do created recipes where if you get say a Cookidoo recipe that you really like, but you've made some changes to it, you can actually make your own changes and have them on the screen of your Thermomix. You can also put in your own recipe completely from scratch. It could be grandma's slice recipe. You could actually upload that to Cookidoo and create a Thermomix recipe out of that and have that on your screen. We still have obviously your meal planning, your shopping list and all that kind of stuff as well built into Cookidoo. And Cookidoo is $89 a year. We also do, in the next screen, Wes, we also do offer Cookidoo lessons. So if you, are struggling with Cookidoo, or you're not really sure what to make or how to use it or how to do a meal plan, or back to me, how to maybe convert a recipe. So you might have a recipe that you really want to use your Thermomix for, but you're not really sure how to convert that to Thermomix. We can help you on a Cookidoo lesson where we actually hop on Zoom and show you our screen and how it works and all of that. So we can step you through Cookidoo as well. Now, when you're cooking in your TM7, we'll just go back to the screenshot, please, Wes. What this tells you while you're cooking is what your step is. So this was 3 minutes, 120 degrees, speed 1. And then over here, it kind of tells you what's happening. So here we've got, it's up to 90 degrees and we've got 12 seconds left there. And at any time I could hit pause and I could pause that, or I didn't, but no, good, it's just stopped itself. It also has a little lock. See the little lock screen there, the little padlock? That tells me if the lid is, back to me, thanks, Wes. If the lid, you can just open it and close it. You don't have to you don't have to wait for the arms to open or anything to unlock or anything like that when it's in that little padlock open mode as well. So that's actually saves a lot of time as well. Righty-o, so now we're going to chuck in our chicken thigh fillets. And we actually love this recipe because it is an all-in-one, basically an all-in-one pasta. Just chuck everything in and you can do lots of stuff while you're cooking this one as well. You only need to be at the Thermomix for a couple of steps throughout this whole recipe. Now I've got some cream that's going in. The scales are coming up for me. 200, oops. Oh, no, I'm good. There we go. I thought I'd gone way over. A little bit extra cream's never going to hurt anybody much. And then some water. Well, it might make you fat, Wes, but that's okay. I'd love you even if you were fat. Okay, we'll tick off the water. Now we've got some Italian herbs, which I just use the Master Foods one. A good teaspoon of those. There's probably Italians, screaming at the screen saying, no, don't do that. That's not good. But you could put fresh Italian herbs in if you've had them growing in your garden, of course. And then we're going to put in our hero recipe, our hero ingredient, which is our well, this is actually saying chicken stock paste, but I just use vegetable stock paste for everything, and it actually just makes it taste so delicious. That is it. If you think something tastes good in your Thermomix, it's because you use this. Okay, so as soon as you get your Thermomix, make your vegetable stock paste. And I just need to wash my hands because I got stock paste all over them. Rightio. So that's everything for that step. Sorry, I didn't mean to flick you with water there. Okay, there we go. Next. You do a lot of complaining compared to Rigo, let me tell you. He just sits there quietly and does as he's told. He doesn't give me any cheek. Tell ya. Rightio. So now, this, I've come to a cook step. So it says 10 minutes, 100 degrees. It's going to do reverse. Now, the back side of the Thermomix blades is blunt, so it's just stirring for me, and it's in slow speed. So it's literally just moving this, okay? It's not going to tear up the chicken or anything like that. And we hit play, okay? Now, that's, again, completely silent. You actually can't even hear that is on, okay? So this is the point where you could go and bath the children. You don't need to be in the kitchen. So this is where your time saving starts with your Thermomix. You've got 10 minutes now where you don't need to be in the kitchen, and you can do whatever you want. Sit down with a glass of wine, wash up, do whatever floats your boat. But we're going to talk about all the amazing deals that are on. So first thing, Wesley. Oh, thank you, Wes. Look, he's read my I'm going to flick you with the towel. He has read my itinerary here, and he's onto it. Rightio. So there is lots of different payment options available for the Thermomix. Literally, you tell me a way you want to pay for a Thermomix and I'll make it happen, pretty much. So we have got earning your Thermomix. We have got two different companies that do interest-free for us at the moment. We've got PayPal, Afterpay. You can pay in cash. You can pay with your credit card. We don't care, however you want. So the first thing, I guess the first deal that I want to talk to you about is the trade up. And we've got two people in the waiting room, Wesley. And I need the trade up screen, please. One thing at a time. Yeah, let them in, and then rightio. So this is the trade up offer. So this is for anyone who already owns one of these Thermomixes that is on the screen. It's basically, if you are ready to part with your loved Thermomix, you can send that machine back to Thermomix, and we will give you a discount off a TM7. So as you can see on the screen there, hopefully everyone can read that. The TM31 gets you a $250 discount. The TM5 gets you a $450 discount. And the TM6 gets you a $750 discount, which for the TM6 people, your Thermomix comes back to $1,899. So it's a lot off. If you are, like I said, if you are ready to trade up your Thermomix. Now, the next thing that we can add to this amazing deal, because I feel like the denim is, but wait, there's more, man, is the O. No, it's O number O, not letter O. Thank you. Just to make it difficult for you, Wes. And there's someone in the waiting room. Okay, so the other thing that we've got on offer at the moment, which if you own a Thermomix, you will know that you will love having two bowl blade and lid sets. So at the moment, you can add a second bowl blade and lid for $199 to your purchase of a new TM7. Now, this has got a caveat. Come back to me for a sec, Wes. The second bowl blade and lid sets are not in Australia yet, so you literally are just securing your bowl blade and lid set for when they're delivered in June. Okay, so I just want to make everyone clear on that. Your Thermomix will come in 5 to 10 business days, but your second bowl blade and lid won't come until June. But you do get it for $199, and its retail price is $429, but they're not available at the moment. Okay, so that's the second great offer. But wait, there's more. I hear you say. Oh, this is the Humm offer. Thank you, Wes. So as I said, we do have two companies. So we've got Humm and ZIP that both do a 24 months interest free. We love Humm. Humm, you pay a small deposit, and then you've got the rest is 24 months interest free. So it brings your payments to less than $25 a week, basically, depending on which trade up you do and if you add the bowl and all the things. I can help you work out exactly how much it will be, but it's around $25 a week with Humm. You're not paying any interest. As long as you pay your $25 a week, you'll have it paid off in your 2 years, and you won't pay any interest. Now, both of those things, back to me, thanks, Wes. Both of those finance providers do charge. Some people, they charge an application fee. If you go through our link, sometimes they don't. And depending on your relationship with them is also what terms and all that kind of stuff that you will get. So there is a like I said, there is sometimes a application fee and sometimes a monthly fee, but both of those fees have been factored into the less than $25 a week thing. So if that's a way that to get your Thermomix, we love $25 a week. We say that we can save anyone $25 a week using a Thermomix in their kitchen. It would be heaps more now with the price of things that have gone up and all of that. Getting back to cooking from scratch is the only way to go at the moment with the prices of everything. So we can help you organise that as well. Now, the next best thing, the next big thing, and there's someone in the waiting room, Wes. Make sure that actually, Wesy, can you show me the chat, because there is some people writing in the chat, so I might answer questions. Come off mute if anyone has got a question so far. Cross the other way. One more that way. Yeah, click. Thank you. Oh, just telling me I'm back. Okay, that's fine. That's okay. If you've got any questions, pop them in the chat now. Now, when I'm talking about the trade up option and the second bowl blade and lid offer, they're all finishing on the 31st of March. Okay, the Humm 24 months interest free is an ongoing thing. And yeah, so I also wanted to let everybody know that the people who are hosting on tonight's demonstration, thank you very much for inviting your friends to tonight's demonstration, are eligible for host rewards. So when we do these online demos, we also offer host rewards. So rewarding you guys for sharing the link and getting your friends on to the calls with us. At the moment, some of the people that invited people are going to get a free thermo server. So now, if you've never seen the thermo server before, it is a double-walled stainless steel bowl which keeps food hot or cold for 2 to 3 hours. And it's really that didn't sound very good, that sound. Are we're on still? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Oh, okay, thanks, Vicky. Okay, so if you've got a Thermomix, you might already have a thermo server, but they look a bit different now. So this is the new and improved. The benefit of this thermo server is that it doesn't let any heat escape out through the lid, because the lid is actually double walled as well. Okay, so they do keep the stuff really nice and warm. And you also now can take it with you in the car, and the lid's not going to fly off because it comes with a little strappy strap that actually attaches your lid on and won't fall off, which is ingenious, isn't it? They're very clever, the Germans, I tell you. Who knew we needed a little strap for our thermo server? So that can now go in the car. It's, I would say, almost waterproof. I probably wouldn't want to. It would be probably waterproof, but don't quote me if you get that spilt somewhere, okay? It's fairly waterproof, okay? That's all I'm saying. Anyway, so we've got a minute to go on our heating our liquid up here. So like I said, this is a all-in-one pasta dish. So with our all-in-one pasta dishes, basically the liquid heats up to like 100 degrees, and then we pop our pasta in, and then we cook it all in the sauce in the same bowl. So one bowl or one pot cooking, and it cooks in its own sauce, which is super delicious. And please come off mute if anybody's got any questions so far. I must be covering everything because nobody's spoken to me. Either that or everyone's thinking tuned out and isn't listening, but that's okay. I've still got some faces, so I know that there's some people still with me. That's great. Excellent. Rightio. So once the other cool thing that you can do now with when you're cooking is if you just go to the screen for me, Wes, is you can actually slide this and have a look at what the next step is without stopping it from cooking. And you can see that the next step, future step, is that I need to add pasta. So I could then get my pasta ready. Back to me. Thank you, Leslie. I could be getting my pasta ready because I know it. Like I've scrolled down and I've seen that that's the next step as well. Rightio. I can't get this open. Thank you, Wes. Open. Thanks, mate. Gosh, see, you're not just a pretty face around the place. Rightio. So I hit next. And now this is where my sauce is all nice and hot now. And I just pop my pasta in. The scales have come up for me. Oh, that's another cool thing is when you take the lid off, it zeroes back to 0 for you automatically, which only Thermomix owners will understand that that's a good thing. Okay, so now I've popped in my 300 or so grams of that. It's my spatula. Oh, here. Thank you, Wesley. And then I go next. And now this is going to cook this for an amount of time that I'm going to tell it. So it depends now which pasta you use. So if you use a fresh pasta, you wouldn't need as long. It's all about what it tells you to do on the packet. Okay, so here we just set the time, and I know that this needs about 9 minutes. And then I go play. Okay, so now that's set that cooking for 9 minutes. Now, that just wanted to say that the dish is perfect with good quality gluten-free pasta. Yes, good point. I can't say who wrote that, but that is a good point. Or pasta can be hit and miss times, but not with the Thermomix. Yes, this is true. So I actually really like this brand, which is just the I don't even know, San Remo. I really like that one. I know that it's 9 minutes, but then if you get a different brand and it tells you, this actually says cooks in 9 minutes. It tells you on the packet. If you get a different brand, it'll actually say how long it will take to cook. A lot of people have done this with gluten-free pasta as well, and it works really well because, yeah, gluten-free pasta is a little bit hit and miss as well sometimes, but not in your Thermomix. Now, one of the really cool things with this step is that you can actually take the lid off at any time and give it a stir, okay? And you don't have to wait any time. You just pop the lid back on and it starts again for you, okay? Now, there are actually even some recipes that you take the lid off completely and you're cooking without the lid on and it keeps cooking it for you. So now when you're cooking pasta, say, if you're cooking just like spaghetti pasta, you could have this full of water and you could actually take the lid off and put your pasta in the top, the same as you would on the stove. So it's a little bit closer to cooking on the stove when you're doing the lid-free cooking. And lid-free cooking is actually one of our modes. So I'll just see if I can go into the modes. I'm sure I can. Yes. So here's some of our modes. Show us this screen for me, please, Wesley. Thank you. So like I was saying, there's different ways of cooking in Thermomix. Here we have the mode screen. So I've gone in here, which is the little blade, and it's opened up the mode screen. And there are lots of modes, as you can see. And the great thing about the TM7 is it's updating all the time. So if they come up with a new mode, you will actually get it the next time the Thermomix updates. You don't have to pay for any updates or anything like that. So obviously your manual mode, which I talked about before, is in there. Your pre-clean, so if you just want to put some water in the Thermomix and get it cleaning, your pre-clean mode's there. We've got a dough mode, so the Thermomix is really good at kneading doughs, pizza dough, bread dough, scones, any kind of dough or bread you can think of. Gosh, the waiting room's busy tonight. Welcome if you're just joining us. So yeah, your dough mode is there. Then we've got browning. Now browning is really cool. So the TM7 will actually get up to 160 degrees and it will actually brown meat. And you can do that just in this step. You don't need to be in a recipe for that. You can just pop it on browning. You could chuck in, I don't know what you wanted to brown. You could brown some chicken. You could do some onions, whatever. You could just chuck it all in and set it on browning mode. Obviously, steaming, you would want to use your Varoma if you're steaming, but you could just be manually steaming, you know, some veggies or some chicken, and you might not be in a recipe, but you could just be manually steaming as well. We've got turbo, which is like a burst of power. We've got blend, which is like if you want to put all your stuff for a smoothie in and then just hit blend and, you know, blend it up, use it as a blender. You can do that. Egg boil mode is one of my favorites, which you can't go into because we're already cooking. But egg boil mode is actually really cool. It is our, you know, fill it up with water, actually fill water on the blades, sit the eggs on the blade and pop it onto egg boil mode. You tell the egg boil mode what consistency you want your egg, obviously soft all the way through to hard, and it cooks them perfect every single time. So I love egg boil mode. Here's our open cooking, which is what I was talking about before. You can actually cook pasta or whatever you want with the bowl without the lid on. That's great. We've got kettle mode. So if you just want to heat some water up to a certain temperature, you can do that. We've got warm up. So if you want to put this food back in, I don't know, after it's been in the fridge for the night, you could pop it back in and it would bring it up to temperature to eat, which is quite handy. We've got rice cooker. The Thermomix does perfect boiled rice every single time. We've got thickening mode. So think of all your sauces, your bechamel, your hollandaise, all that kind of sauces and all that. I mainly use the thicken mode when we are in a recipe because it tells me what to put in and then thicken. And then we've got slow cook, ferment, and sous vide. Now, these are all modes that use the Thermomix for a long time on a smaller temperature. And that this Thermomix can go for up to 12 hours at a time. Oh yes, Vicky, that is totally fine. If you don't want to trade up, I can talk about that option with you as well. Yeah. And yeah, so sous vide, fermenting, and slow cooking, like I said, low temperature over a long time. The peeler is the added accessory. Actually, all the rest are added accessories. So come back to me, Wesley, and I'll just show everyone those things. So, as Vicky just said, which perfect segue, Vicky, love it. Thanks for that. This is the potato peeler or peeler blade cover. That is an additional extra. I think about $89 or something. You can add that. Basically, that goes down onto the blades and helps with the slow cooking and the sous vide, and so that your blades don't touch your food. And then the other thing is the cutter attachment, which is separate as well. And I think it's $299, but don't quote me on that. And I know this is being recorded, so just asterisks. Price may vary when you get to the mix shop and Gemma's got it wrong, okay? That's what I want to say. But this is your grating and slicing and thick and thin grating and slicing. And then it also comes with this little attachment. This is all one unit now. You don't have to buy this separately now. It's a cutter and spiralizer. So then this attachment spiralizes your food. So it makes like your zoodles out of zucchinis and your spirally potatoes and all that kind of stuff. And that comes as part of the cutter package now, but that is an extra. That is approximately $299, maybe. Oh yeah, so they're the extra bits, okay? And I think Thermomix has told me that it wants me, does it? No. So I've just, because you can't hear it if it's going or not, you actually have to check if it's needs you back or not. So yeah. Anyway, rightio. Oh, thank you, Angie. Is that $299 or $295? Oh, gosh, I need to get better glasses. Anyway, yes, thanks, Ange. Okay, so back to the schedule, Wesley. The next demo. If you have had fun tonight, you can book in for next month, okay? But Rigo is back next month, so it'll be a lot more serious, I promise. Maybe. Anyway, so it is on, oh, that doesn't even tell us what it's on, but it is on at the end of the month next month. So if you are wanting to host, now, the reason why you might want to host is if you already have a TM7, if you go to the number 6, Wizzy, next month, our TM7 owners can host and earn themselves a second bowl, blade, and lid set for a discounted price. Yes, it is, Kelly. It definitely is. You definitely can get a discount. Sorry, I just assumed that that you would know that. I don't know why, but yes, the cutter spiralizer is one of our host rewards, and it is you can get a discount by hosting. So you can do that next month as well on our online demo next month as well. But the TM7 owners who have been waiting very patiently, thank you, Wes. Our TM7 owners have been waiting very patiently, and the wait is not over, but at least we can start securing these second bowls for June. Okay, so we've got plenty of time between now and June to get your TM7 second bowl secured as well. Now, one more thing I want to tell you about is number R, Wes. Number R. Okay, we now have got a extended warranty, okay, called Thermocare. And what Thermocare is what it says is an extended warranty. However, it is, I think retail, the full price is 200 and I'm not great with my prices. Angie might put that in the chat for me. 279, I'm thinking, but it's around that. But at the moment, we're letting people add that for $99. Now, what Thermocare does is it takes your 2-year warranty that you always get when you buy a Thermomix, okay, and it makes it into a 5-year warranty. So it adds an additional 3 years. Now, what it also gives you the ability to do is on year 3 or year 4 or year 5 or whenever you want, you can actually request a second set of blades. Okay, now our blades are the only thing that really needs replacing in our Thermomix, so they're not a blade that you can go and get sharpened or anything like that. If they break, they break, and you just get a new replacement blade. However, in that 5 years, you can just get a new set whenever you want. So if you want nice new sharp ones at year 3 or 4, you can do that within that $99. So blades are $130 or so on the mix shop. So it is well worth doing the $99. Thank you, Angie. Look, normally $279, but $99 until April the 12th. Thank you very much, Angie. Love your detail. And the blades are $125. Yeah, by themselves. So well worth adding in your blades. Now, I'm going to plate this up. We're going to say goodbye to our recording people in a second, Wes. And then we're just going to have free chat that isn't being recorded, so I can tell everyone how good a deal they can get and which way to go about doing it. Now, I've put in some baby spinach into my thermoserver, and I am going to pour my marry me chicken over the top, like so. Oh, look at that. How good's dinner look, Wesley? Pretty good. It smells good, doesn't it? Oh, yeah. Excellent. He's just saying it smells amazing. Rightio. So there we go. Now I will stir that through once that wilts that spinach a little bit. Now, if I was going to do a pre-clean, I'll put some water in here. A little bit of water. And basically what the pre-clean does, and I could put a drop of dish soap in if I was so inclined. Oh, go next. Yes, gently stir. It tells you what to do after you get it out as well. Sprinkle it with Parmesan. And we're done. Okay, so I'm going to give that a little bit of a press down. Look at that. How good does that look? A nice big bowl of hearty marry me chicken pasta. I'm going to pop the lid on that so that it's nice and hot when my children eat dinner tonight. And in here, I'm going to do my pre-clean. So I'm going to drag down and I'm just going to go pre-clean. And then it actually asks, show the screen there, Wes, it actually asks, how dirty is this bowl? And so it then decides how, like, which cleaning mode it'll do. So I'm just going to say it's quick because it's not really that dirty, and press play. Silently, it washes up for you. Okay, so like, how good is that? Like, what more could you really want? Right, come back to me, Wes. We'll say goodbye to our recording people. Bye.